Welcome back to Beyond the Buzzer. I'm Dave Glavin here with Shay Sullivan. Shay, how are we tonight?
Doing good, doing good. Nice night. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great actually. Um,
Oh, yeah.
it's a great time to be an NBA fan. Trade deadline tomorrow. We're expecting a lot of Woj notifications tonight. Um, Also, we witnessed history yesterday. Probably something we'll never see again in our lifetime.
Never.
LeBron passing Kareem. I want to start with that, of course. We'll start with the Lakers, and then definitely going to get into. We got to talk about Cam Thomas, some trade deadline predictions. I know you got something to say about the Nuggets. I don't know. I, I saw a little preview of that, but I
Hmm.
don't agree with that. And we got some more to talk about. We'll get into later. But LeBron passing Kareem. What does that? What does that mean for his legacy?
Uh, Honestly, I think at this point it's incredible. It was pretty cool to watch. I have to admit. Uh, yeah, like you said, never gonna see it again. Uh, Honestly though, like I'm tired of not the question, but the question like, was this enough? Like Shaq asked it right after the game,
Mm-hmm.
and his answer's not ever gonna change. He thinks he's the best of all time.
Yeah.
And at this point, I don't know if there's anything he can do to definitively make him the best of all time. Like it's just always going to be debate.
I agree. It's always going to be debated. I don't think any statistical accomplishments are going to put him above MJ besides getting two more rings.
That's the thing.
And we know the odds of that are extremely low.
And he knows that
I
too.
think if we're talking individual player, I'm taking one player. Bron's the best player ever, but MJ is the greatest. He's the GOAT. Like,
I get down with that,
yeah.
but yeah, like you said, probably two rings. Like if he wins another ring somehow, and at the in his career, is the immediate first question going to be, is this the one that made you the best of all time? Like I
And
don't know. He's
he's
done
like,
all of this
yeah.
already.
We've heard that he's been saying he's the best since he got the 3-1 comeback.
Yeah, and I actually think he honestly believes that in his heart that he is the best. And
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Which I mean, you can't fault him.
no, no, I can't fault him for that. Like,
I think one differentiator between Braun and MJ, which was reminded to me by that TikTok you sent,
mhm,
was he was expected to be an all-time great. MJ surprised everyone.
he did. He
Didn't
had
even
that
go
kind of
number
goal
one.
for him.
Didn't even go number one in the draft.
Yeah, underdog mentality. Yeah,
Braun was greatest prospect ever.
and he lived up to it. Like that's
Blew
the
it out of
crazy
the
part
water.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
He's the greatest player.
individual player, yeah.
Hmm.
I want to talk about the Lakers because they still lost the game. Classic Lakers fashion. I saw when he passed, like maybe it was like when he hit 10,000 points, 20,000 points, 30,000 points. They all happened in a loss, which I wish I had that angle before the game.
Hmm.
OKC 7-point dogs, but this team. I mean, AD looked drunk out there last night.
He did.
He disinterested, and then there's the video of him sitting down, like coming back from the locker room, sitting down while everyone in the stadium is waiting for the last shot from Braun.
Hmm.
What do you think's going on?
The Lakers like that. I can't imagine being AD because injuries are actually out of his control. Like he's not Russell Westbrook. He just plays terrible, and people discredit him. He's just been hurt, and when he
He's
actually is
elite.
healthy, elite, and it must bother him like so much. And then for him to come back and now he's trying to get healthy, build some momentum, make a playoff push, and he comes out. He was 6 for 9. Like he didn't have a bad shooting game per se,
No,
but he was shot 9 times and he had 13
uninvolved.
points. Yeah,
Yeah,
uninvolved, and they didn't do anything to get him involved. And then you've got that Russ thing at halftime. So then if that's really true, people are yelling at each other in the halftime locker room. And now he's like, LeBron, they're going to stop the game for 10, 15 minutes. And then he's probably pissed off because he thinks he's going to get hurt when he goes back on the floor because he's going to sit there for 10 minutes. So,
Yeah.
dude, I think he should just stand it up. Like, Anthony Davis, what are you doing? Stand up, clap. But honestly, I'm not too mad at him for that.
I mean, at his best, he's better than Bron right now.
Yeah.
Simple. But he's getting second fiddle. They clearly sold this game. I mean, obviously they wanted to win, but their biggest objective was him getting the record. And when he was gonna get it anyway. It didn't have to be tonight. He could have had 30 tonight. AD goes for 30 and they win. But
no,
tonight was clearly the dedicated night for it. And I think he knew that before, and he was kind of pissed.
He was irate. And add on to that, his last 3 games, 34, 14, 31 14, 27 and 9. And then he's back at home, probably the biggest stage of the year. Like, how many people were watching yesterday?
Must-win game.
Must win against a team that has no answer inside for Anthony Davis or really anyone. And
Mike Muscala.
And that's what he puts up. I don't know. I'd be pissed too, but at the same time, it's all scripted, and they probably have the Lakers scripted to make it in anyways. So I don't know.
I mean, we're going to talk about that. They're 25 and 30, 13. I mean, right now they're 2 games back at the play-in. But I don't know.
With some big games coming up before the break.
They can't. They need to go on like a 5-7 game win streak.
Yeah, and they just blew
badly.
it.
I mean, Bucks tomorrow.
Loss.
Golden State. No, we always play the Bucks well. I got that. That might be a mortal lock.
After that emotional, like all the things that are going on, Russell Westbrook's rumored to be traded.
We play the Bucks well.
I got the Bucks. As long as Giannis plays, Bucks by 20.
I hope he plays. Golden State without Steph, win.
Give me Golden State.
Portland, win.
They could not stop Josh Giddey in SGA. How are they going to stop some of the best offensive players in the league?
Everyone was a little rattled last night. It was a big game.
They gave up 52% from the field, 50% from the 3.
It was bad.
50%. 17 out of 34.
Wide open threes, too. I think they had 12 in the first half.
How many times does Isaiah Joe need to catch it and shoot it without hitting his face for them to actually start guarding him? And Mike Muscala, you could say they're low-tier players, but when they're hitting, you have to guard them.
They're wide open NBA players.
Exactly. And not to mention, they also stroke it really good. So
it was, I guess we could talk about the rumored trade. Came out this morning. Westbrook to the Jazz, D'Lo, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt to the Lakers, and Mike Conley to the Timberwolves. I'm assuming a first-round pick, at least one to Utah, if not two first-round picks might be involved. I doubt any of them are unprotected, but initial thoughts?
Yeah, they'd have to be some firsts in there. I don't know. I think if they are able to fetch the other guys included, like Vanderbilt and Beasley, instead of like just a 3-way point guard swap, which I probably would say is more likely because then they don't have to give up those picks or the draft compensation doesn't get all weird. But if they can swap a Westbrook and a first for D'Lo, I would get down with it. You know, he's a good shooter. He's having a really good
having a good year. Played in LA before.
Yep, he's got the
drafted in LA. I mean, I typed out the Lakers 10-man rotation if they were to go down with the 3 guys.
Mm-hmm.
So you go D'Lo, Malik Beasley, Braun, Rui, AD, Schroeder, Reeves, Troy Brown, Vanderbilt, Thomas Bryant. Then you got Pat Bev for whenever you want him, which is never.
Probably never.
I mean, it's better than what we got right now.
It is, but I don't know. They need to give up a lot more, or someone else needs to get involved. Because I think if they don't get the other guys mentioned, does the salaries work out? Because that's the only
Not,
thing that's
not without like whoever's getting Russ needs to give up something else because his contract is so large.
yeah. And then I've heard rumors that the Jazz would just buy him out. They just
Oh yeah, they don't want him.
send him home. So then that 6 man of the year prop, like you were saying,
It's already. I think Brogdon's in the lead.
wow. And just off the rumors, that I actually give some credit to. The gambling market's always ahead of Twitter and in the news like that.
Brogdon minus 145.
So
Center at 2 plus 240.
that's a great pick. Great pick. But if you can get those two other guys, then yeah, I'd do it. I don't know
No
if
brainer.
I don't know if you can get Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt because those two guys, like there was rumors that the Blazers would probably send a better offer for Jared Vanderbilt than they'd get for Mike Conley.
Yeah,
Mike Conley, like what does
I
he
don't
do?
think it's gonna happen anyway. Just because I'm a pessimist and nothing good ever happens to the Lakers, so that's where I stand. I want to talk about Cam Thomas for a second. Him and Allen Iverson are the only two players under 22 to have 3 straight 40-point games.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this production's not going to last like once KD's back, but I could see him averaging 17, 20 a game. He's a bucket.
He is a dude. He's good.
Efficient, too. It's not like he's shooting probably 25 times a game, but he's shooting 50%, 60%. But I want to hear what you got to say about the Nets this year.
The Nets. So this stat sums up exactly how I feel about the Nets. Cam Thomas last 3 games, 131 points. Ben Simmons his last 20 games, 127 points. So
I'm surprised he has 127. I thought you were going to say 50.
Oh, it's true. So what is that? 20 divided. It's basically like 6 a game.
Yeah,
It's pretty
average.
pathetic. Yeah, 6. So once again, Ben Simmons is probably your X factor. Another team that cannot play defense. And
what?
The Nets
Can't play defense.
Well, dude, they are putting up all these crazy games and still losing, and they're giving up. Like that's my only problem with them.
It's good teams that they're going against.
Phoenix, the last game they lost on the road has been an abysmal team.
They haven't had Booker in a while.
He helped. He only had 19, and Chris Paul had 9. DeAndre Ayton had 35. They had no answer for him. 35.
Yeah, Claxton, that was embarrassing.
Everyone in the starting lineup besides Chris Paul put up 14 plus. And Cam Johnson, Cal Bridges, like I don't know. And then during those 3 games, he scored 40 plus 3 games in a row. They're 1-2, and he had a heroic effort in their 1 win versus the Wizards, where he probably scored the last 6 points.
Yeah.
And people give them a lot of credit for what they do defensively, but I don't see it. I don't see it at all with them on the defensive end at all.
I think they're missing a pretty key part of the team right now.
KD, but he's not really defensively. They give him up 116, 124, 123, 140, 104 to the Lakers. That's their best defensive effort in the last 2 months.
That's the Lakers for you.
2 months. They haven't scored that. That's their best defensive effort.
So they're adding a great 3-and-D guy in Dorian Finney-Smith.
That'll help.
Dinwiddie is not a cone.
No, But I don't.
But
Yeah,
I'm saying Dinwiddie, Cam Thomas, Royce O'Neal, Dorian Finney. Or no, you can't start all of them because KD's got to start. So maybe Cam Thomas is your sixth man.
I like that. I think that could be good.
Dinwiddie, Royce, Dorian Finney-Smith, KD, Nick Claxton, Cam Thomas, sixth man, and then you Seth Curry, Joe Harris. You surround him with shooters. Simmons just he had a one moment. I think he shot two times last night, and one of them was a powerful and one move that I didn't think I would ever see from him, and he just never shot again after that.
I was gonna say I should have saw that highlight, but
It was like I wasn't sure I was seeing it right. I didn't think that was him out there.
he's got no trade value. That's what he said.
Yeah, I mean he's on a max contract.
It hurts to hear that, but I don't know. I don't get why Nick Claxton is even close to running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He's elite.
Kristaps just put up 38 on him. Zubac shot 70%, put up 20. I've watched him play, and yeah,
They don't have a backup big.
Well, yeah, they have some big holes. And KD, you are super high on KD. I'm the opposite. I'm low on KD. When's the last time KD has ever done anything by himself or ever led a team
That
past the first round?
That Bucks series.
That was it.
If his foot, you asked the last time. It was what 2 years ago.
3 years ago, but that was a
And
different time.
against the champs. And if his foot was an inch shorter, we might be talking about them as champs.
And that's the best run of his entire life by himself.
I'm just saying, he's not that far removed from where he was then.
How old is Kevin Durant now? 35?
34.
34. He's coming off another injury. He's injury prone now at this point.
I mean,
here we are.
There's no better scorer in the game
than Kevin. I'd argue he's only arguing 20. He's only averaging 29 a game this year.
Only? What?
Well, to lead a team, there's many better scorers than 29.
Well, there goes 27 from your team. You don't think he's getting up to 32, 33?
Well, he should, yeah, but he hasn't played since December. January 1st or January 8th was the last game. And he won't be back to the All-Star break, right?
Yeah, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more games for the break. 3 against playoff teams.
I'm just saying if they don't get a top 5 seed, they're a first round exit. They're getting one of the top 4 Eastern Conference teams, and they're not winning 4 games against one of those teams.
So they're 3 games up on Miami right now, and the Knicks.
I could see them losing,
and they play Miami and the Knicks before the break.
Oh wow! So
as well as Philly.
3 losses. They're not winning a single one of those games.
And the Bulls. They're beating the Bulls tomorrow. Dinwiddie's debut.
All right, that'll be exciting to see at least because
Bulls stink.
They're a different
stink.
story.
They stink.
Vucevic is their only. I've been just taking his over every game, and
he's been a wagon.
He's good.
I guess we'll get to like what trade you want to see the most for tomorrow's deadline.
Obviously, it's a little bit of a homer opinion, but like I love the Trailblazers. They're one of those teams that have potential to. They have assets.
Got to make a move.
Yeah, I don't know what their thought process is at this point if they don't go out and try to make a move. Like, what are we settling for 9th at best in the West, or are we trying to get to the 7th seed and then maybe win a game in the playoffs? Like, what are we doing? I don't get it. Blow it up or get a guy.
Can't just keep wasting Dame away.
It's frustrating. Very frustrating. What about you? What are you looking forward to?
I want to see Fred VanVleet to the Clippers. We've been talking about it for months. Before anyone else was talking about it, we were talking about it.
Yep.
And the Clippers quietly snuck into the 4th seed. They've been, knock on wood, healthy for 10 games.
Yeah, knock on wood.
But I think to be a real threat. I mean, they'd be my favorites out of the West if they get
Fred.
Fred.
Mm.
Fred's played with Kawhi before, won a ring with Kawhi before. Um, but the Raptors are kind of, I don't know what they're doing.
And yeah, another team that's like you got to decide on a
I
direction.
feel like I've heard every single Raptor in a trade rumor besides Scotty Barnes, and none of them are going to end up getting traded.
Which, again, like, how does it not like? There's so
Gary
many,
and
yeah,
Fred both can leave as free agents after this year. You can't lose them for nothing.
and they're gonna leave. Like that team.
Yeah, they're going to get paid more than what they're. They both have player options where they'll get paid more if they opt out.
And who wants to play in Canada? Like option like, on their own,
Exactly.
bigger market everywhere else. So
I want to see
yeah.
Fred to the Magic too.
Oh, I'd love to see Fred in the move because I actually do like his game a lot, but he's been
He's in,
overused.
he's in a fit. I mean, we talked about this maybe 2 episodes ago that they don't have another guard on the
Yeah.
team, so Fred just gets run into the ground.
40 plus minutes a game. Their backups, Malachi Flynn? Is that their only backup
Yeah,
guard?
he doesn't even play.
No. He played 17. He actually played 17 minutes last game, but he only had 5 points. He's averaging under 5 a year this year.
Not good.
No. And he's actually given Gary Trent Jr. and Fred VanVleet a blow because that's their only guard. That's their only sub under 6'8".
I mean, they got to make a move. This team's not even. They might not even be good enough to make the play-in.
And you
That's
think
currently constructed.
Yeah, and Fred wants to move too because it's his contract year, like you said. And the way he's playing now, he's not getting the money he probably thought he was going to get going into this year.
He's not getting a max, I don't think.
No, but if he had a really good year this year, or if he gets traded to the Clippers and they go on a run,
Yep.
he kind of like
Big
revives
playoff performances.
Yeah, maybe he gets a dumb team to overpay on him in the offseason. Like I feel like it's a win-win for every team involved. I don't get why he hasn't come out and said, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm good with you, Toronto. Please send me somewhere else where I can try."
I don't think he's got that leverage.
You don't think he's a ring with the team?
He was a fourth option.
Well, yeah, you're right, but he's been there his whole career, right? Second round pick.
I said I would like him to go to the Magic, but I don't know if you've been seeing Markelle Fultz highlights.
Yep.
He's. I mean, I feel like we're just seeing flashes of what could be.
Yeah, I was about 4 years too early on Markelle
with the cards. Yeah,
Markelle Fultz investment. If he can be that guy, then
watch out Orlando.
Yeah, watch out. But they've got so many guards now that they can move someone. Maybe like they drafted Suggs, they got Anthony. Now if Markelle Fultz is really that starting point guard, you don't need
all three of those guys. Yeah,
yeah. And
you've already got. I mean, I think they've got the best future in the league aside from Fultz and all them with Wagner and Paolo. But they got a good team. Wendell Carter Jr. I mean, it's still very young.
Are we waiting for Jonathan Isaac to be back? He's been back.
He's been. I mean, he's probably what he played 2 weeks and he was out for 3 years. So I'm waiting on him still to actually get back. But he's a freak defensively.
Yeah, he's third year, so he's still only 25. If he can come back and be something reasonable for them, I know that they're probably gonna move away from one of those centers, Mo Bamba or
Bamba barely even plays. I mean,
yeah.
But if you go Fultz, Wagner, Banchero, Isaac, Wendell Carter Jr., 4 of the 5 guys are 6'10", and Fultz is crazy athletic for 6'3".
He's a freak. He's a mismatch for most guards in the league just because of that. He's got a weird game. He doesn't.
Did you see that putback dunk yesterday?
Yeah.
Tomahawk.
And I bet Philly fans are basically everywhere, like
Sick.
cringing. Imagine him. They don't have to do. Yeah, that's another story for
Was
another.
he somewhere else before Orlando?
Yeah.
Am I thinking?
Actually, they might have just sent him right to Orlando
Yeah, no, it was right to Orlando.
for a bag of chips.
He's been in the league for 6 years.
Number one pick,
Yeah, over
6
Tatum.
years. Yeah, awful.
Imagine Tatum and Embiid.
No, no, that'll be crazy. I'd
Philly would have
be
been champs by now.
yeah. I don't know.
I want to talk about the Nuggets,
Yep.
who absolutely obliterated the Timberwolves yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You think Jokic is stat padding?
So
It
I'm
doesn't
on
even make sense to me.
I'm on Twitter, and I'm not a huge Nugget follower. A couple times in the playoffs, I'm not in love with Jokic. He's probably like when Giannis won his couple MVPs. I was a huge fan of him. Jokic to me, I don't get his game. Like obviously his gameplay translates to winning, but how do you get a double?
Regular season winning.
Yes, he's getting a triple double in the first half. And like this is insane. And then like how has he not done anything in the playoffs yet? That's my only problem.
Well, it's tough. The team he carried them last year to the 6th seed, and then they lose to the champs in round one. I mean, no Murray and no Porter Jr. I think the second best player on that team was Will Barton. That
That
team
is
was awful,
yeah.
and they won 48 games, I think. So I think this year is going to be a big indicator. They made it to the conference finals in the bubble.
In the bubble.
I mean, I'm just saying that's the most recent time that Murray and Porter were healthy.
Yeah. But wasn't that the 3-1 year too? They came back
They
and
came back against the Clippers.
so they could have, should have, but you can't say that. But I mean,
Could have
they
been out
were
in the second round.
they were a game away from being another disappointing year.
Yeah.
4-1.
Then they go out in 5 to the Lakers, but no one was beating the Lakers that year.
No.
Losing the first round last year.
That was
This year is a big year for Denver.
huge because we're all looking around and we're saying, whose Western Conference is it? Everyone, it's the Nuggets. Unless the Clippers make a move, it's the Nuggets.
It should be, yeah. It's Murray's been playing well too. He didn't even play last night, and they went on a 32-2 run in an NBA game.
Sickening.
Poor Junior went crazy.
Yeah, how many times this year has a quarter been decided by 30 points or more? I feel like I've seen it like every week at this point.
Celtics last week.
They beat them 49-19. Like, why bother showing up if you're Minnesota? Why bother if you're gonna lose by 30?
I think they were up. They were up like 16-15 too.
And then that's that cannot happen.
No,
Those regular season type games are what weeds out the real contenders. Like you cannot, as good as the Timberwolves have looked at times in spurts, they've looked equally as bad.
I mean, yeah, and Cat, no word on him ever coming back. So it's
The biggest bust ever.
Edwards, what?
That trade,
the trade. I thought you were
season was
talking about
supposed to be like. Imagine if they were healthy and Gobert was actually what they traded for him to be, and like they were some juggernaut team. I mean, the West is so wide open. They could have they had the opportunity. Now we're talking they're trading D'Lo because he doesn't fit, and besides D'Lo, like what do they have?
Even if Cat was healthy and Rudy's giving them what they have, they'd be a top 4 seed.
Yeah, in
what are they 7, 8 right now? With they haven't had Cat in 2 months.
Yeah, one game more 500.
I want to talk about Celtics Philly today. I mean, the pick'em last time we did the pick'em, I picked 2 games that were today. so we're gonna have to delay the pick 'em until next episode.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So
Aside
today,
from OKC LA, which you won, so you're up 1-0 right now.
yep, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. I thought LeBron was going under, but I knew either he was going under or he was gonna get it, and they were just gonna lose the game. But
Classic,
yeah,
classic.
it's a classic,
We got
and they're
Philly
gonna lose.
Boston today and Dallas Clippers. Kyrie Irving debut. No Luka, which is kind of disappointing, but I think he's coming back this weekend.
8-point dogs with no Luka.
Clippers have been playing well.
Yep, interesting line. I think Kyrie goes berserk.
I'm rooting for that team. I'd like to see him go far.
No, you're on the Mavs bandwagon.
No, not in that sense. I'm
Okay,
just saying I would much rather see them go to the finals than like Denver.
I want to see the Mavs fail so bad. I hate that team.
That team also kind of stinks now. Outside of those two,
Yeah, and they put all their chips on the table for Kyrie Irving,
I
who
even like. It's not like they gave up for a star. They didn't give up that much. I just didn't realize how little they had like left.
it was a flawed
Like you
roster.
gave up two starters and a pick, but you have no one to fill what those two guys. I mean, I guess Kyrie is filling and exceeding what Dinwiddie did, but no one is replacing Finney Smith's defense.
Nope. Yeah.
Um, so maybe there's another move out there for them before tomorrow. I think there should be. I mean, imagine if they could swing OG Anunoby. Now I'm talking. I'm on that team to win it all.
So you think they're one piece away?
If they get OG Anunoby,
That would help.
best wing defender in the league,
Yeah.
can give you 15.
I
Christian Wood, he's probably your fourth scoring option. Christian Wood's your third option.
OG's an interesting player to me. He
I
could.
did see an outrageous Twitter poll today. It's like
Yeah.
who has more trade value, OG Anunoby or Trae Young? And OG Anunoby was winning the poll.
That's absurd.
I feel like Trae Young is underrated at this point.
Mm-hmm. For being offensively ungodly, but his defense though is.
I feel like you could hide him on like a good defensive team. I mean, the
Hawks.
Warriors did with Curry for so long.
They did. That's true. So yeah, it's not a fatal flaw.
Until he became like he's a much better defender than he was. He can hold his own.
Curry, that is not young yet.
Curry's I'd say average now.
I'd agree with that. The Hawks, they 1-point underdogs yesterday at the Pelicans. The Pelicans had no Zion, obviously, but
Bi had a good game.
first one in a little bit, right?
He went off against the Lakers too, but
Oh yeah. Anyone can do that, so it's not really impressive. But,
yeah.
And they lost. They got blown out. I'm waiting for DeJounte Murray. He started playing really well when Young missed a couple of those games last week or 2 weeks ago. And I was like, holy crap, like if he can hold on, if he can do this with Young, but he's right back to
I mean, he's kind of playing like how he did in San Antonio. Like he's just got the ball less. He's shooting just as good. He's averaging the same amount of points, shooting better from three.
he just doesn't get the ball enough. I don't get it. He had 40 against the Blazers with no Young.
But like I just don't know like whether that was the guy to get.
I love his game, but it should work. I don't get how this lineup doesn't work. You're telling me Trae Young, Murray Capella, DeAndre Hunter, and John Collins can't get you over 500? That's embarrassing. Fire Nate McMillan. How has he not been fired yet?
I don't know. I'm kind of DeAndre Hunter. Like, is he really that good?
he's your fifth option at this point. Good
Best
defender.
defender.
He's averaging 15 a game.
I mean, what's John Collins? I guess that's 13
Yeah,
points a game, 25% from three. What happened?
he's the guy that's really taking a hit. And they don't have a backup power forward really either.
That's what the bench stinks. Outside of Bogdanovich, who's solid,
yeah, they're searching for guys.
traded away Kevin Herter, probably top 3 shooter in the league.
Yep, he's been going crazy. Has he still been playing well? I gotta look at that because he started out this year like flaming
in game winners.
He's still averaging 15,
40% from three.
Yeah, so he's still doing it. Maybe not as many points or explosive games. He was a big ad for the Kings. Huge ad.
I think the Kings got to make a move too. Why stay complacent and just be okay getting to the playoffs and losing in the first round?
See, they are a few. You actually, I hate all these teams. What teams am I rooting for, or do I like? I love the Kings. Love the
Kings.
Love them.
I like Sabonis.
Yeah,
I like Fox. I mean, but I feel like why go out and get Siakam
instead of
I'd give up Murray in a deal for Siakam.
Really? Murray just had his career high last night or 2 nights ago. He had 30.
Yeah.
30 piece.
I don't know.
They're good.
I feel like we've said the West is wide open, but I'm saying he's gonna be like great probably 4 years from now.
Mm-hmm. Maybe 3, maybe 3, 2,
3 years from now.
Yeah.
But can you wait for that?
I don't know. I think I actually think they're actually in a good position, which is hard for me to say.
Fox is 25, Sabonis is 26. I guess that's young. They're younger than I thought.
And they weren't expecting to be winning the division at the All-Star break. So I think maybe their mindset is we're playing with house money. Let's see how this rolls. And then, if we're actually
just don't collapse, get into the playoffs.
Yes. Don't collapse. Make it there. They are a team that I would not want to see in the playoffs. I know you slightly disagree because defensively they have their flaws, but
I'd want to see them.
Their offense, if they get hot at the right time, there's not a team that can score more points than probably maybe the Golden State Warriors, the only other team that could outshoot you. But in a shooting run and gun match,
Celtics
and the Celtics, but they pose a lot of problems for the Nuggets, like their speed and size.
They do. I don't think they have a center on the team, but
no, they don't. But they want to run and gun. They don't. They'll give up Jokic all day if they run him around. He'll get tired. They're a unique team in today's NBA.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if say the 3 seed right now, so they're matching up with the Mavs. See you later.
Oh, thanks for coming. I got the Kings.
That's outrageous.
They don't care if Luka will score 40.
Luka's not losing to the Kings. Luka and Kyrie.
Who else on that team is guard? Like, they top to bottom. The Kings have the much better roster. Their bench.
I'm giving the stars a lot more weight than the rest of the roster.
I don't know. Well, the Kings bench is also a little underrated. They got Malik Monk, who the Lakers let walk away.
Malik Monk, solid. Who else?
Davion Mitchell,
good defender.
Developing.
Good defender.
If he can, he's actually been playing a lot of minutes. He's probably your number 7. Trey Lyles, your backup center.
Trey Lyles?
That's ugly. So you're right.
I'm taking Dwight Powell over Trey Lyles.
Sabonis would eat Dwight Powell. Eat him up.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that.
He's their center.
Sabonis is eating Powell and Christian Wood.
Yeah, exactly. And then I got honestly, De'Aaron Fox and Kyrie
Stop. Stop.
closer. It's well, I haven't watched many Sacramento games, but from what I've seen, De'Aaron Fox is very
Top 10 point guard.
he's tough to
But
guard.
Kyrie's, I don't know. Maybe I'm overvaluing Kyrie, but then Luka comes into the equation. First of all, I'm taking Kyrie. The Mavs have the two best players.
Luka and Kyrie.
Yeah, and then I'd probably give you
The whole
Sacramento's got the
five.
next two.
Only two?
I think who's better after Fox and Sabonis than Christian Wood?
Kevin Huerter is more valuable. In
Okay.
I know Harrison Barnes. If they could upgrade Harrison Barnes, no, if they could upgrade that position,
Okay, yeah.
then even though he hasn't been playing terrible, he's shooting 38% from three. Like he's actually
Harrison Barnes having a good year, but I got Christian Wood over him.
Christian Wood, you like?
You've been a big Christian Wood fan too.
I do like him. I do, but I'm out in the Mavs after that deal. I'm out. They got screwed. Kyrie's probably gonna leave this offseason.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, and
it's going
and
to
then
LA.
Doncic is gonna be like he's gonna have his pants down around his ankles after they lose in the first round to the Sacramento Kings. And Kyrie's like, yeah, this is not my squad. Luka touched.
I'm taking. I don't think Luka's ever going to lose a first round series.
So hopefully they avoid Luka. Maybe that's the only team you have to avoid in the first round. They're getting the Warriors.
Brought them to the Western Conference Finals last year.
I hate that style of basketball though. It's so hard to watch, and I don't know if that changes with Kyrie being there.
I think it has to a little bit.
It has to. We're waiting to see it. We're waiting to see.
There's no way he can have the ball in his hands as much as he does right now.
But
he wants Kyrie to stay. Like he's gonna give him the ball.
We will see, but I'm not convinced in that. I'm really not. I don't know.
I'm taking the guy that averages the most points per game in the playoffs ever in a first round series against the Kings.
That's the exact opponent that I would want them to play, actually. The team that just wants to run and gun. They don't play real basketball. Now they have no defenders. They traded away their best defender, and they're going to be susceptible to getting run all over.
I mean, say it season ends right now. Golden State, Memphis, round 1. See you later, Memphis.
Yep.
Denver. This is assuming Golden State wins in the play-in. The play-in right now is Golden State, New Orleans, Timberwolves, Utah.
Yeah.
So say Denver plays New Orleans. I would love that series. A healthy Zion.
You give them a run for their money. Exactly.
I got New Orleans.
Exactly. So how can we talk about Jokic winning 3 MVPs in a row and we're taking out the first round?
I'm with you that he shouldn't win this year. I think Embiid should.
Embiid's been playing really well.
Embiid's been second the last 2 years. He gets one. Like that team's been, I think since like the middle of December, they're 22-6, best record in the league.
Sixers are my pick at this point.
I think. Rob Will and Al Horford out today, and the Sixers are still a dog.
So maybe that ref trend is still on the table because that doesn't make any sense.
They got no excuses to lose today.
And the Celtics have been playing terrible basketball. If you listen to the last episode, we talked about how, and they didn't look that great against the Pistons either. Tatum started out like a snail. He ended up having a good game, but Derek White was huge for them.
Sam Hauser.
This lineup. So, yeah, they're missing. Is Brown out again tonight too?
No, Brown's in, but so they're going to need 30+ from both of those guys.
Because you're starting Luke Cornett. Please.
How does Embiid not go for 50 tonight?
I'm looking at RotoWire right now. I gotta. That cannot be true. Yeah, it's Luke
They
Cornett.
have Luke Cornett and Blake Griffin.
In
They're gonna foul out.
oh, one of those guys couldn't suit up tonight. What's going on?
Rob sprained his ankle again.
Wrap him in bubble wrap. Save him for the end of the year.
And Horford's got a knee injury.
He's old. That's gonna happen. He's
Yeah.
an old guy now. 1 for 6 last game. He probably just a head clear.
Grant
game.
Williams, Luke Cornett, Blake Griffin. Those are the big guys tonight.
So Max play the day. He's got to be Celtics -3 because somehow they're still favored.
What's Embiid's prop tonight?
Embiid, they probably just took it. How recent was that news?
Within the last 10 minutes.
Oh, so it might be up by now. Let's see. His over-under 32.5.
Over.
Yep. He's only done that, though, twice the last 5 games.
This has to be the most favorable matchup, though.
Easily. But maybe – I don't get it.
It is a little fishy.
Yeah, I read that reffing trend. That's the only thing I can really point to.
Maybe that's it. I mean, it's going to take Harden not showing up, Maxey not showing up.
It's going to take a lot for them to lose. But
anything else you want to touch on today?
We covered, the trade deadline. It's tough to talk about because we can speculate all we want, but at the end of the day,
underwhelming.
Nothing's happened. These teams actually have to go out and make the moves and improve. Otherwise, we're talking about the same teams that we've been talking about for the last 4 weeks. Like nothing really.
Yep. So I mean, we got. What time is it there? 7 p.m.
Yeah, 7 p.m.
on Wednesday.
Wednesday night, yeah.
So we got less than 24 hours to go.
And there's barely any whispers.
Nothing. I mean, last time I saw some trade deadline stat. The last time there were no trades the day before, there was 24 the next day.
Oh, wow.
Or 20, something crazy.
So what are we waiting for? I don't get it.
And none of them are going to happen during the games.
Yeah, but there is only 4 games tomorrow.
No, I just mean the games tonight. So it's not like anything's going to happen tonight.
Oh, yeah. That's true. And we can look. I'll read you some of the potentially key names that are out tonight. Maybe that'll.
Yep.
Kyle Kuzma's out. Not expecting him to be moved at all, but Kyle Lowry's out. Heat arresting a couple guys. OG Anunoby's still out with the wrist. I'm expecting.
He's actually hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt, but I'm actually sidetracked. I saw the Spurs lineup. I think we are getting prepared to see the worst team in the NBA. I think they have 9 games in a row on the road, split up on the All-Star break. They will be the number 1 team in terms of getting Wembanyama. They're going to be so bad.
I think Pop retires if he doesn't get him.
Oh yeah, 100%. And we gotta investigate them trying to lose because the lineup they're rolling out there tonight is a joke. And we both think Jakob Poeltl should probably be moved. And
they don't want to pay him.
No, they got Branham. He was a first-round pick. Am I saying his name right?
Yep, Malachi Branham.
Yeah, he played a couple games recently, but overall, haven't heard much from him at all. But yeah, that was my little Spurs.
Oh, I'm looking at the injury report right now.
Yeah, everyone's out.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They just traded for Dwayne Dedman.
What? Why? He's 45.
It was a salary dump move for Miami.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and the Spurs are still so far below. There's a minimum salary that you have to have.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still 20 mil below that.
Oh my god!
So if they don't, I think I was reading if they don't trade for someone, then they just have to pay it out to their players, their current players.
So they got to make a move.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll be in the market of buying out a terrible contract like
Russ.
Yeah, like Russ or.
I'd love Jakob Poeltl on the. Lake
Oh
Show.
yeah,
Give me Doug McDermott too.
yeah. What about Ben Simmons? What if they take a flyer on Ben Simmons?
Who they sending?
No one. They don't send anyone. The Nets sent a couple
Well,
picks.
you got you gotta send like within like a certain salary range of what Simmons is making.
Well
You could
then,
do like Jakob and Doug McDermott and Dwayne Dedman.
yeah,
But
for Ben Simmons and a ton of picks, but they don't have any picks. So,
exactly. It's
but they
tough.
just got that Kyrie pick, so maybe they'll get that.
I'd do that if I was Spurs.
Yeah. Who else? I'm
But
trying
then
to look.
Jakob's coming off the bench for Brooklyn. Like, I don't know.
Him and Nick Claxton wouldn't be a bad duo.
Can't play together though.
No, you're right. Both can't really. Yeah. Mason Plumlee, is he playing tonight? Yeah, he's playing.
I think he's gonna get bought out instead of traded.
That's crazy. That's disappointing. He's a really good
Which
player.
I think that would trigger me winning the bet.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, yeah. The only time that
Bought
no one
out
wins is if he doesn't move.
if he doesn't move. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think a first is still on the table for him.
No way.
The Celtics, they're the team.
I think a first is like good for Jakob Pertl.
Imagine Rob Will as your sixth man.
It'd be crazy.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. If they went and got Pertl, I'd be scared for the rest of the league.
yeah, and it would put Rob Will in such a unique role. Like he comes in
He's
for spurts, 5-minute spurts where he's just balls to the wall.
Pertl's 7'1". Rob Will is 6'9". Like,
Yeah. Have we seen Tatum and Brown play with a center like that? That's like really big. He can't shoot. That's the only problem. And Brad is
but
like,
neither can Rob.
you're right, but he's undersized. I feel like Brad has like a fetish for either undersized bigs or bigs that can shoot.
He can't shoot free throws either.
Pirtle,
59%.
see like that's a problem. You can't.
That no first round picks for 59% free throw shooters.
No, but Mason's actually the least clutch free throw shooter in the entire league. He shoots 30%.
He shoots lefty.
That's a joke. But what's his overall? He shoots 60% still though, so
Not much better than Jakob.
no. 70% from the field though. Like that's tough to
That's crazy.
Yeah, you can't find that. That's worth a first round pick. And his rebounding is defensively, he's a little slow, but overall, he's a pretty good defender. I really like him as a player.
I was going through like the big men, like market. There's no big men
No.
available.
And that's why I think he might go for a first. Like he's the only guy.
We'll see. Appreciate people tuning in. Still trying to get some followers up on TikTok so we can go live there. But figure that out soon.
Yeah, TikTok organic marketing's unbeatable.
Nothing better. Hopefully, we'll definitely have some trades to talk about this weekend. But see you
Hopefully.
then.
Yeah.
Definitely. See ya.